Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. I'm on a Rolex Authorized dealer Mercy Dash. Just got the word today.
Mercy Dash.
They're closing until the 27th. Today's the 18th here in Japan. 10 days, closing production. I'm getting anything I can find. Two-tone ladies date just, I don't care, I'm buying it all. All right, guys, but seriously, I'm heading into the center of Tokyo Station. I'm gonna hit some ADs, see what they have. I don't do this on the weekend, you know why? Because I wouldn't be able to do anything, I wouldn't be able to act. I need to be able to go to a bank, and I can't do that on the weekends. Am I poised to make a move if there was a good piece there? Yes, I am. What would I go for? White dial Daytona or a BLNR. I love those two watches. Which would I want more? I don't know. It's about the same. The question is, what would I do if I found like a Pepsi or a black dial Daytona? I gotta be honest, I don't think I would get it because I'm not in the flippin' mood. And hey, I made a, no, I haven't uploaded it yet, but you'll, I guess by the time you see this video, I will have uploaded it. I'm not into settling, so I'm not into the Pepsi, so let's see what they have.
Mercy Dash.
All right, guys, about 1:20 in the afternoon, Tokyo Station, one of the busiest stations in Japan, and a little less busy than it usually is. You see a lot of people are wearing masks. I would say about 90% of people are wearing masks. So nobody's going crazy. And, aside from more masks than usual, it's pretty much business as usual here. First stop, Daimaru. All right, guys, so Crappy Luxury got an Oris Big Crown pointer date, and Archie just got a new watch, a new Patek, and that's a pointer date as well. And it's kind of funny, both of those watches don't look too dissimilar. That's kind of interesting. You guys remember the Dark Crystal? And like the Skeksis and the Mystics, and when something happens to a Skeksi, like he gets his hand cut, the Mystic gets his hand cut too. When one of them dies, the other on the other side die. It's like this yin and yang thing going on. Do we have something like that? Is there like a yin and yang thing with Archie Luxury and Crappy and they're both getting similar Pateks around the same time, both pointer dates, both black dials? What's going on? I mean, who's the Skeksi? Who's the Mystic? Is this coincidence? I don't think so. All right, we'll play a game. Did they get the crown on the Rehaut centered? Let's take a look. As far as this 116000 goes, it's a little to the right. I hate to say it. I mean, it's almost perfect, but it just looks a little to the right. Now, they did away with a 36mm OP 369 silver dial, but hey, this looks like a silver dial to me. Round 2, same model, different dial color. Place your bets. Is that crown on the Rehaut centered? Looks like they did it. Round 3, 34mm Oyster Perpetual date. Place your bets. It actually looks ever so slightly to the left, but on all three of these models, they did pretty good. I've seen far worse, so I think maybe they're getting better about this. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics limited edition Speedmasters, they're all there except for the white dialed one. Omega's out of them. Gray market's the only way to get that watch. Kind of like that red one. All right, guys, so just went to Rolex in Daimaru on the 10th floor, and you'll see the 36mm Oyster Perpetuals that they had in a minute and a 34mm Oyster perpetual date. The only other steel pieces were some 41 millimeter steel date justs. I think they might have had a 36 millimeter date just or two. No steel sports models, no 39 millimeter OPs, and back about a year or so ago, you could order and get the 36 millimeter dial style OP that you wanted. It wasn't too hard to get, say, a blue dialed 369. You can't do that anymore. So I was surprised to see no 39 millimeter OPs. And as far as the steel sports, well, they had 4, but they weren't for sale. They were display models, and they had a James Cameron, a red Sea Dweller ceramic, a BLNR, and a BLRO. And there was a Tudor up there as well, and it was kind of nice wearing my Tudor Hydronaut. The guy got a kick out of seeing this. And the 58, the Black Bay 58, that's a hot model. Couldn't find that. The GMT is a hot model. Couldn't find that. But they did have the P01, and I touched it. I couldn't use the bezel, but it was kind of interesting to see. You'll see that. The Tudor P01. Here it is, 42 millimeter case. It's 15 millimeters thick. It's a thick watch. You'll see that a little bit later in the video. And lug to lug, pretty long. Pretty attractive watch. I like it, but I couldn't see buying it. But here it is for the taking. Anybody that wants it can check it out. It possibly is still there. Can you flip it for a premium? For some money? I don't know. It's a good question. I'd have to see the original that this is based on, but it looks like they have some faux patina going on. It looks good. Not sure I'm a fan of faux patina, but you operate the bezel by pressing that top lug. You can see where you push it to turn the bezel right there. Just for a reference point, this is my Hydronaut 11 millimeters, and that's the 15 millimeter P01, so pretty chunky. And you can see them really side by side, and that's one of the things I really like about the Hydronaut is its thinness. We talked thickness, and you know, the Black Bay 58 is 12 millimeters. This is 11, and they thickened up. And according to him, it's more staying true to, I guess, like the historical dimensions of the watches. I don't think watches were that thick back in the day. I don't know what's going on, but I think if they want to sell more Tudors, they gotta thin them out a little bit. I mean, the Black Bay 58 at 12 millimeters, people like it more. I think that's a big factor. I know that I'm not much for the 15 millimeter thick watches, so I think in the future, if Tudor is smart, they might want to thin down their watches. All right, so at that last AD at Daimaru, I brought up the fact that I know about their dirty little Rolex retail secret. What am I talking about? I'll make a video about this. I have some inside information from past Rolex customers, and I asked him, how do you get one of these models, these really hot models? And he said, timing. So, you know, they want to put forth the illusion that it really is all about getting lucky and walking in and, oh, they just happened to put out that BLRO. Does that happen? I'm sure sometimes, but I have a feeling it usually doesn't. And I know for a fact that it hasn't on more than a few occasions, thanks to these customers. But he denied it, and perhaps over there at Daimaru they don't work like that, but other Rolex ADs do, and we'll be getting into that. But yeah, you just gotta get lucky, according to him. Not so sure about that. Great illusion. I mean, gives us peons hope, right? All right, Mitsukoshi. So unfortunately, no eye candy. I couldn't take pictures at all, even of the watches on my wrist. But they had two Oyster Perpetual 36 millimeter watches. gray dial and a white dial. They had some date justs as well. I want to say 36 millimeter. No 39 millimeter Oyster perpetuals. They said you can, once Rolex opens back up, request different styled date justs, but you can't on the Oyster perpetual anymore. So I think we've hit a point where perhaps something like the 36 millimeter 369 blue dialed OP is unobtainable. At least here in Japan it is. You know, you used to be able to order that model. I did it. It came. Decided not to get it. You can't do that now. And yeah, I got the same thing. You got to get lucky. No, they don't contact prior customers. I'm not feeling like much has changed. The beer virus doesn't seem to have impacted the Japanese ADs at all. I will say that I'm not getting a good vibe from them. And, you know, the gatekeepers that they are, the retailers, I don't have a problem with Rolex at all, but I'm not feeling these retailers. And I believe hitting these stores and looking at their cases and hoping to score one of these hot models is a fool's errand. And yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. Nasty feeling. Takashi Maya. All right, guys. So it's 3 o'clock here. Banks are closed, so I'm done. If I had continued on, would I have found something? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. But you know, that was a nice AD. I got a good vibe there. The woman that I talked to was really nice, and that's where I would want to buy a Rolex. That's where I would buy my OP if I ever were to get one, or steal date just. She wasn't cold, and yeah, we just had a good conversation. I guess that's what it's all about. I mean, is that what it's come to? Building a relationship? I hope so. I got her card, and maybe next time I swing by, I'll call to see if she's there, and you know, I don't know. But what did she say? Well, there were no 39 millimeter OPs, not a single one. Those have become, well, I don't want to say that they're right up there with GMT or the Sub or any of those, but you know, you can't find those. And apparently the white one is the one to have. They had a couple of 36 millimeter OPs. I want to say a gray dial and a black dial. And you know, I predicted in one of my videos when I was in Fukuoka that this situation with professional models might see things like the OP get hard to get, and we're seeing that. You can't. I mean, I couldn't have bought a 39 millimeter OP today to save my life. 36, fine, but a year down the road, those 36 millimeter OPs might be gone as well. And as far as requesting the dial you want, those days are over as well. So kind of interesting stuff. And look, I mean, she denied, by the way, that they do anything other than just set out the models. And I asked her, and apparently it's kind of a big deal when they get one of these BLNRs or BLROs and they put them out. And it's got to be pretty exciting for them. And you know, it sells in about 5 minutes, but that's got to be pretty exciting for them. So, you know, a big event, right? That's assuming it happens. And I don't know, I want to believe her because she was so kind and friendly. So that's my AD right there. So anyway, guys, what do we come away with? This. The beer virus hasn't changed a damn thing here. just like it was 2, 3, 4 months ago. So no change here in Tokyo. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. See you next time.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta do a Mercy dash on a Patek filly.